Well, there's technical difficulties, and then there's whatever just happened right there.
And if we're involved, we're gonna find them.
Oh my gosh, I love live streaming because I love hanging out with the community. I love being on with you, Chaz, but sometimes the technical difficulties, the stress is like up through the roof.
It
It's
probably
crazy.
doesn't help that I just leave that all to you. Like I just log in and here I am.
Here I am. Mine's working just fine. Oh my gosh.
What's
I
up, buddy?
apologize. We're a few minutes late, but I apologize. That's my bad. My camera wouldn't connect, so I don't know.
We're
what the
good.
deal
We're
is.
here. We got folks with us. We got
We
Rob.
are.
We got Nate. We got Nasty Nate from West Virginia. That's what I'm going to call him.
Nasty Nate from West Virginia.
Yeah.
Nice.
we got Nothing Stock if he's still around. Harold.
Yeah. We got
a good group. Welcome
yes.
back, guys.
Nate's RC, Rob. Who did I miss? Anybody?
Nothing Stock was there earlier. I'm not sure if he's still with us.
I got to put my greeters on. That's how old I am. It's horrible.
Hey, here we are.
All right. We are here. We are here. And so are you guys. So thank you for being here. It means the
Thanks
world
for coming
to us.
back.
Yeah. For putting up with us.
Seriously. Hey.
Holy cow.
So he's still around here somewhere. That's all right. Well, that's good. That's good to know. We're already hitting double digits. Hey, go ahead and hit the like button while you're here before you run away from us.
Yes.
But thanks for coming back. Check in on the chat because we can see a number, but we can't see who all is with us
It's a true story.
Until you throw up something in the chat. So go ahead and do that. Sam, what did I say earlier on? It's time for the get down. Is that what I said?
The get down. I think that is what you said. Actually.
Listen, I don't know what that means. I thought it sounded cool, but I'm too old. I need to know better. I shouldn't be trying that. Listen, I brought shame on my family.
Yeah, we are not hip enough.
I brought shame on my family.
Yeah.
And I mean, they can't be more ashamed of me anyway. But
mine as well. I play with toys, with tiny trucks.
Hey, here we are. Now we're talking long distance about it on the internet.
Clear across the country, right? To someone I haven't even met in person yet. Someday, buddy. Someday. Holy cow. All right. Well, we got a show. We got a lot to go over this show. We have
we're also shooting for our 1 hour benchmark.
But when we hit that 1 hour, you guys start putting in the chat, hey guys, we got to go. Rob is here.
Rob coming in from Maine.
Second.
He's the East Coast of the Eastern time zone. I'm the West Coast of the Eastern time zone.
You're not on a coast.
I'm not.
Yeah. Rob, thank you for coming back and putting up with us. Anyway, as I was saying, at an hour mark, you guys need to start chiming in. Hey, guys, go along, because we all know we both have YouTube channels. Chaz can talk and I can talk. So you guys chime in. That's what we're waiting on. We have a show, man. It is jam-packed full of stuff. I mean, I'm looking down here at our little show notes here, and holy cow, we got a lot to talk about. So let's get to it, shall we?
Let's do it then.
Perfect.
So last time we kind of skipped the little bit of the get to know you part. So going back to the first time we did this, we talked about a little bit about us in a general sense.
Yeah, a little bit.
I know a little bit about what you do. What do you do in the daytime, Sam? I know what you do. You make obstacles. You have a YouTube channel.
I have a YouTube. I do. I am a graphic designer by trade. I went to school. I went to a little college here in northern Utah called Weber State University. Go Wildcats! I believe purple. And it is that's what I'm trained in formally. So for my day job, I actually work for a marketing firm called by the name of Oz Marketing. And I love it there. We do a lot of automotive stuff. So I'm wrapped up in the automotive world, the one-to-one world all day long, every day almost.
Nice.
So it's a lot of fun. I get to drive a lot of really cool cars. There was a time I got, because we go out on photo shoots and video shoots, and I'm their Part 107 pilot. So I fly their drone. So I get to go out in those. One time they put me in the driver's seat of a Ram TRX, 702 horsepower. Yeah, I should not be allowed to have that much horsepower because I will get myself in trouble. That is for sure.
Hey, I mean, you just got to test it out a little bit.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I'm a graphic designer by trade. Um, we are a marketing firm, but we also do all sorts of industries, but mainly we are focused on the auto industry currently. Um, and then I come home from work after working an 8 hour day, and I work another 8 to 10 hours doing this for you guys. So YouTube, manufacturing obstacles, keeping up with all our social media, the whole kick with designing obstacles, the whole mess.
You you really don't stop
No,
because we're in different time zones. There's a 2 hour time difference between us, and I have
yes.
messages from you when I go to bed at night, which is a little bit earlier in the evening for you. And then I start texting you when I'm up and at the office in the morning, and you're still already responding. So I
Sometimes,
don't know how
yeah.
you do it because listen, if I don't get my 11 hours of sleep, I'm just grumpy.
Sleep when you're dead, man. Sleep when you're dead. I take after my mother. My mother's a night owl. I really take after her. I really live on about 4 to 5 hours of sleep. If I get more than that, it's horrible. So, and then about every 2 weeks, I have to crash and catch up. So I'll
Yeah.
sleep in till maybe 8 o'clock, 8:30, and
Oh
then
my gosh.
I'll be good. It's horrible.
Can't
It
do it.
really is. And if I
Can't do
can't
it.
shut my mind off, I just lay there in bed wide awake. So
Yeah.
now we know a little bit more about me. What about you, dude?
All right,
I
listen,
kind
I
of know
just
what you do. Not
do
really.
you?
Kind of. I seen your office when you were playing around with the micros.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I listen, I'm a weirdo and I'd make things creepy, and so
There you
what
go.
I do is
Exactly, Sam. See the comments? They're on my side, man.
I know they get it. 5 hours is nothing. Stock is with you on the 5 hours. I don't
That's right.
listen. You
That's
guys
right.
are a whole different breed. I can't do that.
Anyway, didn't mean to interrupt you, but yeah, had to acknowledge our comments.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I watch people from a distance, and then if they leave their house, then I tell on them. That's what I do.
English, please.
Oh, okay. I'll try it that way. So I run electronic monitoring program. So like people on home detention and GPS monitoring. I run
Oh,
a electronic monitoring supervision program um, here in Indianapolis.
so it's a service for like the police and the cops and stuff.
Kind of, yeah. The criminal justice system in Indiana is totally jacked up. So in most states, like it's similar to probation. We also have probation, and I work for community corrections. And in Indiana, there's two separate agencies, or at least in most of Indiana. Some smaller counties, it's joined. Whatever. It's complicated. It's stupid. So I trail people,
Yeah,
and
okay.
if they leave home when they're not supposed to, then we tell the judge.
I'm laughing at the comments, not you.
What do we got?
It's
What am I
fun.
missing?
We've rednecks are us. What WV rednecks are us.
Yeah,
I
that's
no longer
Nathan.
have need of your service. That means he was wearing an ankle monitor for a while. Oh, that's good time. Good time.
Did it one
So
time.
you
Okay.
you were in security, essentially, kind of.
You can call it whatever you want.
Okay. All right. So how did you discover the RC world? I didn't touch upon this, but how did you discover the RC world?
Um, because I mean, so I'm just a hillbilly, man. I love cars and monster trucks and stuff like that, but also like I didn't have money to do like 1-to-1. So
Oh yeah. Yeah.
doing RC is a lot more accessible. Even back then, like even though it was still way expensive back then because they didn't have mini RCs back then. Like I
Right.
mean, it was 10th scale and that was about it. Um,
Right.
but it was a lot cheaper to get an RC than it was to build a real monster truck, if you can believe that.
Yeah. For sure. 100%. Well, if you've watched Kevin Talbot, you know how much he was invested in his
Yeah,
game over monster truck, and it's
yeah,
dream would have been a dream come true. But I tell you what, it's pricey, pricey.
yeah.
Um, I got into the RC hobby. Well, I started out in high school. I was doing Estes rockets, like model rockets. I was huge into model rockets in high school. Like I loved it. I would fly quite frequently. And then I saw, the control line guys with the airplanes. I'm like, I would love to do that, but never really had the access, never had any interest, never knew anybody that could actually teach me how to do that. So fast forward till I was adult. Then I got adult money
Yep.
and was able to actually get into it um, via like foam board airplanes. Then obviously, you know the story from there on out. And excuse me, that's why I had a couple cars. Wait, I think we talked about this last time. I had a red arrow, or no, black golden arrow, and that was my first real hobby grade, if you will.
Yeah.
And one with replaceable parts, not the kind you get at Walmart, but
Right.
it was fun. So the rest
Yeah.
is history.
CO2
So
cars, Nathan. Yes, I did a couple of those too in like middle school shop class. Those things were
yes,
so fun.
yes, and that migrated over to Pinewood Derbies. If you, those of you who were in Scouts,
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I made a
absolutely
Batmobile.
right.
It was awesome.
Sweet, I love it.
Nothing stock. He did it like for real. Did it building mud trucks and rock crawlers. I'm assuming
That's
he's talking about
cool.
1-to-1s.
Well, I have a rock crawler. Well, I have a Jeep. It's not a rock crawler. We go to Moab, and we're very fortunate to be able to go to Moab. We have a lot of fun. We actually have a video coming up whenever I get the chance to get it edited. So stay tuned for that about
Nice.
us going to Moab and not only rock crawling with our 1-to-1, but rock crawling with the little guys as well. So, so one more quick question. What are your plans for your individual YouTube channel? What are your plans for CK4RC?
What are my plans for it?
Yeah,
To keep it.
to keep it. Well, congratulations! You just hit 640.
I think it's 740.
740. I know it was one of the two.
746, I think, is a little bit ago.
Yeah, that was huge.
So
Seems like just
we're getting
yesterday you
there.
were at 600.
It's slow and steady, but we're getting there. So yeah, so my goal for this year is hopefully finally break that 1,000 mark. And I'm hoping if I can keep going at this pace, hopefully in the next few weeks I can break that. And yeah, man, I mean, just keep doing what I've been doing, but do it better.
Yeah.
I've got several like action cams, and I've got so much things that I can do differently and better, but I just haven't been able to incorporate that stuff yet.
You got to get one of
So
those.
I don't even know what that is.
It's an Insta360.
You showing me AirPods? Oh, I know. Yeah, I know what it is.
This is just the charging case. So they're awesome for micros because they're small. Like a GoPro is really big for a micro.
Right.
So anyway, cool. Yeah. Well, congratulations on that. That was awesome that your YouTube channel is growing. By the way, guys, his YouTube channel is scrolling across the bottom, right here somewhere. And go over there and hit the quadfecta for his YouTube channel.
Yeah,
we're
but
doing this
after
over
this,
here because what's that?
I said, but after this though.
After this, or you can do it while you're watching. But yeah. Go over there and subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. I know a lot of you have because we're repeat offenders.
Yes.
Okay. I'll quickly answer that question because it's on our agenda. Let me just be quick. I still want to grow my channel, our Crawlertrax channel. We want to continue doing RC stuff. That's what we do. We're monetized, but just barely. I know that's not a thing. You probably don't care. The viewers probably don't care about that, but it does help out. It does help us just a little itty bitty bit.
Sure.
Because we're able to do that. Now, I'm going to jump ahead into our notes really quick. Because we're monetized, anything that this show generates, any income that this show generates, I'm going to put it back into the show. One of Chaz and I's goal is to be able to simultaneously broadcast on both of our channels. And in order to do that, we have to we use StreamYard. If you're not familiar with it, it's a streaming platform. We have to be able to pay for the premium, and anything we make during these live streams, I will put back towards that eventually when we are able to go premium, and that will get rid of that logo over there up in the corner, replace it with our logos. So anyway, that's kind of my goal. I just want to continue to build and continue having fun with you guys. I love YouTube. It's a lot of fun. I never in my wildest dreams at 47 this year thought I would be a YouTuber, but here we are.
Right.
Not from our generation. Not from our
Right.
generation.
Right.
For sure.
I'm with you on that.
For sure. Premium member. If I set up memberships, would you guys be interested in that? I'm talking about my channel. Sorry, Chaz. on this channel, if I did memberships, would you guys be interested in that? Hit me a comment, or hit me up on Instagram or Facebook and let me know. I've thought about it, but I'm like, I don't want to do something if nobody's interested in it. But anyway, Real
Hey,
streams 2 platforms for free. We may have to look into that. Thanks.
interesting.
Yeah,
You were just at an event over the weekend.
I was. I got
The
invited to go.
Shiggy Crawl.
I got to go. I invited down to the Shiggy Crawl. Yes, I did. I sponsor a lot of micro crawler club events here in Salt Lake City,
Uh-huh.
and the Shiggy Crawl. He's a member of that, and he's been to a few events or lots of events, and he's trying to get his little group going. And he invited me down. Actually, Van from the Micro Crawler Club invited me down because he was helping him out, and we did crawler drags. So videos coming soon. If you're not part of the Micro Crawler Club Facebook page, video coming soon on the crawler drags. You'll see them.
It looked
So,
like it was a good turnout too. He said it was over like 109 people or something like that.
yeah, there was a lot of people there and it's in the back of Canyon Hobbies. Shout out to Canyon Hobbies. They're our official newest um, dealership. Dealership. That sounds too car automotive or automotive industry. First dealer or newest dealer, and
Distributor.
dealer,
How about
distributor.
that?
They're hobby shop in Salt Lake, and they carry our stuff now. So
They got a great setup too.
yeah. Oh, the whole front's a hobby shop, and it's a nice hobby shop. And you go to the back, and it's like a big warehouse. And they've
Yeah.
got an indoor course that Vans built them, a tabletop course for the micros, and a monster truck arena that's actually dirt. And the indoor course actually is for all scales, so it goes from 10th all the way down to, your 24s. So
Yeah.
it's pretty gnarly. It is really really
Yeah,
cool.
and you had the crawler drags in the monster truck arena.
Yes, we did.
I saw
That they
pictures,
cut.
man. It looks so good.
It was a lot of fun. If they took out all the monster truck obstacles and
Yeah.
they put us in there, it was a lot of fun. It was tons and tons of fun. I love doing crawler drags.
Rob, listen, start your YouTube channel. You can learn the technical stuff as you go. Listen, I don't know what I'm doing still. That's why I still don't do stuff. But figure it out, man. Just wing it,
Yeah, that's what we all did. We all kind of started that way,
If
for
you
sure.
keep waiting until you know it all, you'll never start.
Well, and especially from our generation, right? We're like, I never was
Right.
we didn't grow up with YouTube in our hands. So
Right.
anywho,
King of RC, welcome.
King of RC. Oh, love the crawler drags. Were you there, King of RC? Were you there at
Yeah.
the event, or have you just seen them, or have you done them on like some other obstacles?
We have
Leave us a
RC
comment.
royalty with us, the king of RC. Nate's RC, yeah, he's still learning. Nate's RC's blowing up. I was watching one of his
Yes.
videos earlier. He's already up to over 700 now too.
Yeah. He is killing it right now. And he releases, I don't know how he does it, because I can't, between running the business and doing all this and manufacturing and social media, I can't produce videos that quick. But Nate, man, he kills them. He knocks them out of the
Yeah.
park every time.
Yep,
Like,
he's doing
killing it.
really good. And oh man, he posted those pictures. He stained the Vector XLs and painted them.
Yes.
Man,
They
if you
look
guys, if you're
so
not
good.
part of the HRC Crawlertrax group on Facebook, go join it and check out Nate's RC's pictures, or go to his Facebook profile. He posted them on there as well. Man, they look really good.
I think he's got a giveaway too coming up, if it hasn't happened already. So,
Really?
yeah, go over to his chat or his Facebook. You have to be on his Facebook profile somehow. Watch his videos. He'll explain it all.
Hey, speaking of recent events though, got a little bit of a serious note probably need to touch on, and not trying to bring politics into this show ever. I am probably the least political person that I can think of. But there's some things going on that are going to directly affect the hobby. It's probably worth mentioning just to make sure people are kind of aware of what's going on in the world.
If you haven't been aware already.
Yeah, right. If you've been living in West Virginia, then maybe
Under a rock.
that's just a cheap shot. That's just a cheap shot. Nate's RC's giveaway February 8th at 5. So stay tuned for that coming up in just a few days.
Yes, there you go.
But the United States Postal Service, USPS, has stated that they will not be delivering packages from China or Hong Kong. And so that's probably going to have an impact on the hobby. Because as we all know,
Especially if you have any of this stuff.
yeah, yeah, Injora, I mean, that's
They're
a
Chinese.
huge
Yeah.
supplier. So
Yeah.
now I don't know how much of an impact that's going to be, because I did see a couple companies already commenting today that they can still use FedEx, UPS, DHL. They can still use the other delivery companies. So we should still be able to get product. But even with that, there's also the trade war that has kicked up as well, and tariffs have been
Yep.
imposed. So there's a good chance we're going to see prices jump up on our parts and vehicles and things like that too. So
Yes.
not the end of the world by any means, but something that could easily have a pretty big impact on the hobby that is just good to be aware of.
Yes. And don't get me wrong. Whatever your political side you're on, it doesn't matter. Even the American companies, all their stuff's manufactured in China. It
Yeah.
just all is. Probably 98% of all RCs are manufactured in China. So you just have to be aware of it. No matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, it sucks either way because it affects our hobby.
Yep.
But it is what it is. There's nothing that
Yeah. Yeah.
any of us
Regardless
can
what
do
side of the
about it.
fence you're on, that
Yeah.
not getting on any kind of high horse
Nope.
or anything else, but that is current events that are going on, and it's going to impact us. Now, I did see a couple things though that I want to mention as well. So I did see something, and I don't. This is where I don't have the details. So some of this might apply, it might not. But I did see where shipments coming in from China, with as far as the tariffs go, if the value of the package is under $800,
$8.99. Yep.
then it won't be taxed. So
Yes.
as long as we're not buying SCX6s and Primal RCs and things like that, then I think we should be okay.
Right. I'm
But
not
I don't
100%
know.
sure on that. We're not the source. Don't quote us on that. But
Right. But I
so,
did see something about that, so I don't know how that
yeah.
affects things. And then I also, about 3 hours ago, I saw an updated announcement from USPS where they're starting to backpedal, and I think they are still going to deliver packages from China and Hong Kong. There was that announcement set off some other stuff, and so they're starting to backpedal a little bit. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but they made the announcement today that they're not going to, and then they backpedaled on it. So that is the latest that I saw. I don't know what it's going to do or what it's going to mean, but definitely worth mentioning because it's
Yes. And
certainly
nothing stock. Yeah. Push your local hobby shops to expand inventory, but that also affects them because guess where they're getting their parts from? They're
right.
getting their parts from distributors who get their parts from China. So it's
Yep.
going to affect them. You're right. Expand parks. And I don't think this is political in any way, shape, or form, but buy American, man. I mean, that's what it's going to come down to is we're here. We have the resources. For example, here we go, tooting my own horn. We're an American made company, an American company. So our product will be made in America and it's
So
produced
buy
right
all
here
the
in Utah.
crawler tracks.
Buy all the crawler tracks. But it will affect your hobby shops as well, most likely.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, not a lot of our hobbies made in the United States as of right now. That may
Right.
change. I don't know.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Hey, no, I want to go back actually for a second,
Oh,
like
please.
back. The crawler drags.
Ooh, way back.
We had a runner up
Yeah.
that's
Oh, you
familiar with
saw
the
those
show.
little
Is that
short.
right?
You saw those little shorts, huh? I'm gonna have to explain this now. Long story
Sam's
short.
boy.
Long story short. Um, I way back in the day, last year, my son had this great idea of doing this March Madness bracket. And we're like, okay, that's a great idea. We got everything filmed. We were way ahead of schedule. And I can't remember, something happened and we ended up getting way behind schedule after we were way ahead. And so I'm like, I've got the videos edited out almost. So I just finished up those 2 last ones. I still haven't filmed the last one. And I know we're well into almost into March Madness the following year. But we did end up having a winner based on points. And we did give a car away. The car it was a FMS FJ Cruiser. We did end up shipping that out just so he could have it. So we wouldn't hold him back. But we still may release the main video. I know you're interested. I know everybody's interested. But that
I
was
need to
on
see
us.
how it ends up.
Yeah, we dropped the ball on that. I apologize, but like I said, I'm running a company. I'm doing all the social media. My wife's helping with manufacturing. We're a small
Okay,
company, so
excuses.
I know what they're like, right?
No, but here's the thing. So I did see those, but that's not even what I was talking about. I was talking
Oh,
back to the Shiggy Crawl.
oh,
We had a runner up that tunes into the show every once in a while.
oh, you're talking Cade.
Sam's boy
Oh yeah, okay,
coming in.
okay.
Talk about
Cade.
rigged.
Cade, yeah, the person who had probably more experience running on our obstacles than anybody out there, including myself, and I didn't compete.
Seems
Cade, okay, okay.
questionable. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, he didn't get first though.
Also,
He got
I was gonna
second.
say, also the fact that he didn't win, it's kind of a letdown.
Or it's rigged, or we did that on purpose, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, you had to throw off the scent. That's what it was.
Oh my gosh.
We've
lost control.
Also,
lost control.
But looking at the pictures and everything, though, you have changed the starting gate that you showed us last 2 weeks ago.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
Yes,
yeah,
I am.
The starting gate got kind of a reboot, a big reboot. And I've got one right back here. The painted one, anyway. I can't even get it in all of camera. Oh, wrong way. It got a reboot. So I had to make wider. I had to make it to fit the mini LMTs, and it wasn't quite tall enough, and it wasn't wide enough if you're going at speed underneath it. So I sat down a couple weeks ago and I redesigned the whole thing. And this one, actually, while we were there, we were running the prototype.
Oh, you got the timer on there. The timer board?
Yes. Yep, that's the screen. I could show you. Let's see if I can do this. Maybe. Sorry, guys, this is kind of random. Let's see. Let me show you.
Come on, Sam. It's not like I put you on the spot or anything.
You see that?
Yeah, see it? It says crawlertrax on top. That's awesome.
And it's timing. Now, it's not going to stop until you plug in the other gate and the IR sensor's tripped, or I unplug it. So
that's awesome.
There you go, guys. And it has a center section so that if you want to do 2 lanes, if you saw in the video, all this does is it just plugs in. Doesn't not permanently attached, but now you have get the whole thing.
You have a dual starting gate for the crawler drags.
Yep.
That's smart, man.
You pull this out and you've got wide enough for the mini LMTs and everything else. So kind of fun.
That's awesome, dude.
Kind of fun. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's going to be released soon. I know you guys have been waiting, but
that's a good pivot.
It is a good pivot for sure.
I like that redesign, man. That's well done.
Yeah, thank you. It's going to be fun. It's a lot taller and it's a lot wider. So it's now you can run your mini LMTs under it without any issue whatsoever. Where are we at? I lost my place. Oh, there we are.
Yeah, we're down there.
We're down there. Current project. What you got on the bench? Oh, I know what you have on the bench. That's not it, though. That's not it.
What do you mean it's not it?
Is that it?
This is it.
Oh, that is it. Is that the body you're going to use?
Yeah.
Oh, talk to us about this thing.
So.
Oh, it is.
Here we go. It's not done, clearly.
Clearly.
Dad jokes. So yeah, there's the Crawltism Awareness truck, man. It's done. So it's got, if a rainbow barfed on an SCX 24, that's what we're talking about here. I mean, just all the colors.
All the colors.
Electronics aren't fastened down yet. I've got my double-sided tape I got to get, but I still got to get the rock sliders over here mounted as well. But this thing is operational. We got it running last night. We got it hooked up. He's got his own transmitter to go with it. He's pretty pumped about that. We just went with
What transmitter did you get him?
We just went with the simple Dumbo RC.
I love my boy's got a Dumbo. It's a great transmitter.
Yeah,
It's
simple, super solid.
It's a great transmitter for sure.
And I got it when it was on sale. Like it was $15.
$15. Wow.
$15 off Amazon.
That's cheap.
And it didn't come with a receiver, but I've got receivers. So he's got his own transmitter to go with his own truck. There's actually a competition this Saturday, but he has a robotics competition Saturday as well. So I don't think we're going to be able to test it out. And right now I'm missing one body post. I've got 3 body posts. I'm missing one. And then I've got to do some adjusting to get the body to sit right and stuff like that. But
looks cool.
But the Crawltism Awareness truck is good to go. There's some things I wish that we would have done differently, but they were choices he made, and I wasn't gonna argue. You know, I mean,
I love it.
This was his thing, but we went with they're essentially stock frame rails. They're Injora branded stock rails, but they're just stock rails.
They're stock rails for sure.
So for being a ground up build, it looks like a stock rig. And then we've got so much green on here because he kept choosing green everything. I wish he would have went with all blue shocks, but he wanted green. So whatever, just a couple little things like that. But speaking of shocks, though, I've recently had a couple people, you're one of them, that suggested some different shocks. You got that picture by chance?
Oh, yes, I do.
So I think is it Deluxe or Profit or K-Tech? Who was it?
Deluxe? Oh, K-Tech, I think.
K-Tech.
Hold on. I'm pulling it up. There it is, right here. It's a screenshot,
You can build
guys.
your own shocks from K-Tech and choose your color.
Yeah, and they're not cheap, but how come it won't let me download? Oh, there we go. I'm just pulling it from our chat because it's a screenshot I saw. So I sent this, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I sent this to Chaz last week, I think it was.
So it was sometime.
It was sometime. Let me see here. Here we go. You share. I'm still learning this stuff.
I got to show off these wheels. I've shown them a few times, but they're the rainbow wheels from Injora. They're I'm not crazy about this finish on most builds, but for this Crawltism Awareness build, it just fits. I really like it. So
yeah,
I think it'll be okay. And we went the oil shocks. I mean, this is it's an all-INJORA build because I needed to keep it somewhat budget friendly. Because it was his idea for my birthday for us to build this truck, but then I had to buy everything. So
I can't find this K-Tech link, and it's gonna want me to go in the system settings. I'm gonna have to show it. We'll have to show it next time. I'll find it and post it on our social media. It's gonna make me go into my system settings, and it's being dumb. So, but yeah, they're basically build your own shocks. You pick the collar, you pick the top and the bottom, you pick the barrel. They're like double barrel shocks. So
yeah, they're not oil shocks.
No. But yeah,
and
cool.
They look awesome, and they would fit this build wonderfully. But I am not trying to spend more money on this build. And I got the oil shocks. So I mean, I'm not gonna. I'm good with oil shocks.
Yeah, they work great, right? For sure, 100%. So I don't think. Well, they would be perfect, but they're like $40 for 4 of them. So they're just as much as like, a good oil filled shock.
$40 for 4.
I don't believe that they're oil filled. I think they're just double barrel shocks.
Yeah, I'm pretty. From what I saw, they looked like telescopic friction shocks.
So I don't think. I mean, $40. That's choose your own color if you're into that, right? I think that's cool, but that's pretty pricey. Pretty pricey.
for a double barrel, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know how good they are. Like if they're actually just like the Injora double barrels, or if they're I don't know. I don't know about
Yeah.
them.
I mean,
So that's
K-Tech puts
cool.
out good stuff, so
Yeah.
so maybe they're a little bit better, but yeah, I'm not familiar. I haven't used them, so I
No.
don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Nathan,
Neither.
I don't know how to share using StreamYard. I don't
You
literally I log in and then I'm here.
you have to a long process, but yeah, you can. It's wants me going to my system settings, and I don't want to ignore you guys for that long. So anyway,
I don't want to leave them to me.
so speaking of builds, I'm working on a couple different builds.
Yeah.
One, I'm in the process of planning with Mount Olympus RC, and we're going to do a build off. We're not sure what that looks like yet, but we're going to do a low cost. What's the low cost? Is that the term?
Budget friendly?
Dirt cheap build off. So we're gonna do something like that. We're not sure, like I said, the details, but we're working on that with.
Nice.
I've got tons of parts to do that with, but I'm working on another build, which is a crappy time to work on a build. But I'm working on an all-INJORA build.
Yeah.
Crappy timing, I know. I couldn't have picked a worse time. But we're gonna take a rig I have,
Okay.
stock base camp.
Yeah.
And we're going to take a lot of parts I have that are from INJORA, because I've got like 3 boxes of parts behind me on the ground.
Sure.
And we're going to do and here's I've got some of them out right here. We're going to do an all-INJORA.
Oh, the buggy.
All-INJORA. And these are parts, like I said, I have had laying around for quite a while.
Yeah.
Some of them, it's I have bad timing though. If I do have to get something out of China, bad timing. But we're gonna start off with the base camp.
Nice. Adam from Cape Crawlers did a budget build off of a base camp and just posted that, and actually turned out really good.
Really, it really did. I mean, for what he spent $200, I think it was the max, including the rig.
100
and
on
these
the
are the
truck
cheap.
and 100.
These are the cheapest rigs you can get. Yeah.
Yep.
And so it worked out really well.
And it hung with, what did he test it up against? The juice up.
The juice up. Yep.
And it hung with it.
It did. It absolutely did. Speaking of parts and pieces, I want to. This is not our thing, but I want to touch base really quick. And I found this in my parts box as well. For those of you who don't know, and this is not a good motor. It's really not, but it's better than stock. These motors, can you see that?
Yep.
These motors are $15 right now.
Yep.
$15 for the Spectrum little brushless for your car. They're a lot better than the stock motor, but those of you who run anything like a Fury Tech or even the INJORA, they're nowhere near those. But
yeah, they're not good.
They're not good. But for $15, I mean,
for $15, it is.
It's better than stock, and I put them in my kids' cars, like my youngest car, because she wouldn't know the difference anyway.
Right.
And it's better than stock, but for $15 you can get a brushless motor, and it works with either the version 1 or the version 3.
Yeah.
And like I said, they're not the best, but they are. I mean, it's $15. $15 is $15, right?
Yep.
So anyway, I just wanted to show that just because it is a heck of a deal for what it is. Now, when they first released them, they were trying to sell for like 120 or even more. No, but for $15, I've got mine right here. This has got one in it, and it's not super fast. I mean, it's not super slow, but it's quiet.
Yeah.
And that's about as slow as it's going to go. But it's got a little bit of cogging.
The motors seem to be okay. It's the ESC I think is the problem because you
It
can't
is.
program it, and it's got that drag brake built in. So
Yeah, and the
it,
motor problem with you can't hook it up to another ESC because it's got a proprietary plug.
well, it's got the bullet plugs, right? So I mean, you
It
could
does,
potentially.
but it's censored, so it's got a proprietary plug for the sensor.
Uh,
So yeah, it's you couldn't put it on any other. You couldn't buy an Injora ESC or even a FuryTech ESC and put it on. It just wouldn't work that way.
yeah, yeah.
But
Mount
for
Mount
15 bucks
Olympus.
for a rig, why not?
Yeah, Mount Olympus, Money Pit. Welcome, guys.
Oh,
And yeah,
welcome. Yes.
you guys already know you're aware about these motors. They're not good. I did grab a couple because if something fries and I need something, then I don't know, for 15 bucks, why not? But
Yeah.
also though, I because they've got they actually have some decent things on clearance right now. Um, they're the Axial branded oil shocks. You can get a
Yes.
set of four of those for $5 right now,
That's
and they're not long travel, but they're decent shocks.
they're oil filled. I mean, they're just as good as any other oil filled. I mean, unless
So
unless
there's
you're going to like
those.
a neck racing shock, but
They have brass knuckles on clearance.
yes,
There's I got like 120 bucks worth of stuff that I mean at regular price it would have been probably 300 or 400.
yes.
So go
So
check out Horizon Hobbies website. Check out their sale page. There's
yep,
some usable stuff on there, and you can get
yep.
some good discounts, some deep discounts right now.
Deep discounts for sure, for sure. So you have a rig that we want to talk about.
Well, I wanted to clarify something because I said it last time we were on here. Um, and I was hoping to have it out of the box, but I'm running behind the last couple weeks. Listen, it's been a long year. What is it? February 5th?
It is. We are well into February at this point.
I'm done with 2025. That's where I'm at right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was 70 degrees here the other day. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Like I'm in my garage right now and I could be I might as well have my hoodie off. It is not that's a problem for Utah in the winter.
We had 61 yesterday, and now we've got some rain and ice forming outside.
Ooh. I hear you guys
So,
are in for an ice storm. Oh,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, a little bit. So, yeah, the FMS Pacer. I said this was more like a pre-runner or an Ultra 4 truck because I thought it had the what I call it, the crisscrossy I-beam suspension. It doesn't. It's just got
Yeah.
good old regular A-arms up front. So just
And it
like
has it's like this. It's the front of half of it looks like this if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. Um, and it does have the straight axle, so it is a true short course, more so than like the Slash, because of that.
Yes.
It does have that solid rear axle, but I was wrong about the front suspension. It's not the crisscrossy I-beam suspension I was talking about. It is more of the standard A arms that you see on Bashers. Um, but yes, it is more of a short course style. And I've seen some other things about these too. Like some of the design elements are kind of wonky. Like the front wheels are, I think they're like 3 millimeters wider than the rear wheels.
Really?
Yeah, and it adds stability in the cornering, um, but then it messes up the ratio, the aspect, the proportions, with the front tires sticking out past the body, whereas the rear tires are sucked up underneath like they're supposed to be.
Right.
Um, so yeah, just some kind of some wonky things going on there, but I think they did it more for the execution of the truck, which is probably a good thing. But it just kind of it messes with the overall aesthetic of I think what they were going for. But I mean, it's 24 scale. You got to sacrifice a little bit here and there. Um, but I've seen and heard really good things. Um, Mullet
Yeah, Ken
RC,
Ken did a review and he thought he loved it.
yeah, Mullet RC took one and he combined it with a MB24, and so he has the I-beam suspension up
Oh,
front,
cool.
and he's
Very
been
cool.
ripping that thing around. So Colin Corcoran, Mullet RC, if you haven't seen his shorts and videos that he's posted the last few days, check them out because they are wild. That thing looks
That is
awesome.
crazy. I'll have to go look that up.
So yeah, I just wanted
I
to
thought you were
clarify
going to
that a
pull
little
out
bit.
this guy.
Oh, where is it? Oh, it's right here. You got one too. Hey, brothers. I like it.
I'm kind of a sucker for vintage looking Jeep or Broncos. I call them a Jeep. Ah,
The
anyway,
Heritage Edition. Listen, I have not been sold on the SCX 24 Broncos until I saw a picture of the Heritage Edition. This thing, it just looks so clean.
it does look clean for
Now listen,
sure.
I'm gonna rant against Axial for a second though.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm tired of the whole upgraded. It's listen, the only thing they did different was they took out the interior and they put oil shocks on.
and they changed the wheels on that one too.
Well, yeah,
Tires still the same, but they changed the wheels.
but it just give us something new.
Yeah, I mean, Axial, they do it. I mean, they do it really well because, I mean, from a business standpoint, it's super smart.
I
But
know, but they've been doing
I,
it for a long time with minimal change.
they are probably the original micro crawlers,
Yeah,
small scale
I think
stuff.
they built the market. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They did. I love that they gave us a base camp though, because most people start off by upgrading.
Oh, for
Speaking
sure.
of upgrading, you saw my poll on the Crawlertrax. I think I posted a micro crawler club as well. Um,
I
that
think
is for this build right here.
I think I
So
saw. Oh yeah, the first four upgrades.
so
Yeah, yeah.
the top four, I'm gonna have to choose out of my parts bin. We're gonna upgrade those first four, and then I'll post the next four, and so on and so forth until we have the complete build,
Gotcha. Nice.
and it'll all be on recorded, so you guys can see it on YouTube.
Um,
Thanks for voting. Thanks for voting. Next
speaking
are us.
of new stuff, the Losi LMT mini LMT Megalodon is all over the place
Oh,
right now.
yes, it is. It is very much all over the place. What are your thoughts?
I so yeah, but yeah, Zach, yeah, I agree. There's definitely like the good old just kind of cash grab, similar to what Traxxas does. Um, the real life Megalodon monster truck, I'm not crazy about. It's just too gimmicky,
Yes.
a little too cheesy and hokey. But the fact that Losi took it and shrunk it down and made it look as good as they did, I'm really impressed with it.
I I'm not. I agree with you with the body. The body's great because it does have those soft, squishy parts to it, like the fins
Yeah, the fins.
and
Yeah, they did a
the
really good
nose.
job designing the trying to minimize the breakage.
Yeah, and so you won't break it, or if you will, the body. But I am a monster truck guy that likes trucks.
Yeah,
Like I said, Monster Jam's great, and I love going to them. It's a lot of fun. If you've never been to a Monster Jam event, they're great. But I am one that likes a good monster truck body, and I only have one here. Oh
yeah,
yeah, I do. I have the T word. It's not a monster truck, but whatever. A good monster truck body, right?
yeah,
No horns, no arms, no, you know, just a solid pickup truck because this is where they started, right?
yeah.
They started with Bigfoot and Gravedigger essentially.
Well, in USA
And
one, there was some.
yeah, there was a couple of them. The Andersons from Gravedigger, they're amazing.
Yeah,
Super cool. They're kind of one of the OGs, and they were all trucks back then. They didn't have fiberglass bodies, which I get why they have fiberglass bodies, but they didn't have fiberglass bodies. They didn't have all these gimmicky, shark and I don't know. I'm trying to think of all the different ones. Like for
dogs and
example,
bulls.
yes, the one I really like the best is actually Blue Thunder. That's a Monster Jam truck. It's a regular F-150 body, and it looks great.
Yeah, yeah. Blue Thunder's a. It's. I mean, they basically just ripped off Bigfoot with it because they couldn't get Bigfoot to compete in Monster Jam anymore.
Exactly. But now,
But I like it.
underneath the hood, this is just a mini LMT. So it's the exact same thing. It's going to perform exactly the same. It's
Right,
just got a different body.
right.
So good on them. I love it. I think it's great. I hope they expand into other trucks such as Blue Thunder and other things as well, for sure. 100%.
What do have you guys seen or heard about anything new coming up that that has you curious? Anything we're missing? There's been 25 is off to a pretty solid start with releases.
Yes, for sure.
I got this HPI Doha pickup or desert racer.
Oh,
I got this thing down here too. It's a 20th scale. But
speaking of HBI,
oh, did you get it?
this isn't HBI, but
Well, what does that even mean? Oh, I know
can you
what
see
that
that?
means.
Can you see that?
Is that the sneaker?
That is the sneaker. I don't know. It's not even focusing. Hold on. There we
Nothing
go.
stock. Yeah, Blacksmith
It's
is a good one too.
so tiny. If you don't know what those are, guys, keep tuned to our YouTube channel. You're gonna love it. You really are.
Sam's been playing with his printer.
Yeah. Yeah. So if there's anything we're missing, the Reactive Trains Bulldog, you said that, and the Blacksmith.
Blacksmith was a good one. The Pirate's Curse truck before they turned it into like the dumb looking pirate design, like when it was like a classic. I think was it like a Chevy pickup maybe? That
Just
thing looked
painted.
good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did for
Yep,
sure.
that one
100%.
looked good.
USA 1, that was another one.
USA 1, man, Carolina Crusher. I mean, listen, there's so many good ones.
There is so many good ones. There is. Quickly, we're running out of time. But
yes.
I really wanted to hit this because we this is one we left over, I think, from last. Oh no, I gotta hit this before we move on. Traveling habits.
Yeah.
What do you do when you go on vacation?
Well, I just got back. From
you did
a business trip in Las Vegas, and
this is your first time in Vegas. What'd you think?
Not for me.
Yeah, not for me either. Not for me either.
I mean, it's probably a great time for the right person, but that person's not me.
No, not me either. Not me either. And I grew up in Southern Utah, only an hour, 2 hours away from Vegas. So we used to go down there as a kid quite a bit, and it's not no. Nope.
So, but for me though, like whenever I travel, the RC that I grab, it kind of depends on where I'm going and what I think I'm going to have access to. But usually I'm just grabbing something like a micro RC, something that in case I can't get out and test out terrain or anything else, I can drive it around the hotel room or whatever the situation is. So actually Saturday, Sam, it's not that truck, but it's very similar to that. It is a Defender. It's the same 64 scale. The trailer is the same. And so I tested that thing around my hotel room. And
cool.
I got that coming Saturday.
Cool. Yeah, Vegas is fun. So when I go RCing, I usually take a 20 or 18th or 24 scale, depending on where I'm going. We go to PAL quite frequently. I've got some videos coming up on that. We go to Moab. We go camping a lot. Camping, if I have the room, I'll take like a basher as well as some rock crawlers, a couple 24s.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like PAL, there's enough room for bashers. Moab, there's a lot of room, but Moab's known for rock crawling. So I take rock crawlers, if you will, mostly 18/24. I just grab whatever I can. But I have to do this because this is one of my buddies. And I told him to stay tuned. This is my grab bag.
Yeah.
This is my what do you call it? A bug
Your
bug
RC
out bag?
bug out bag?
Yes. This is from Carry All RC. And they did me a custom little X there.
Nice.
I'll put links in the description below once we're done here. But this is like I took this to Axial Fest West, which, speaking of Axial Fest West, just got canceled.
I know, I saw that.
I guess it was never scheduled. It was never a thing, apparently. They weren't planning on it this year. And it's because of turnout and some other things. But I took this to Axial Fest West last year, and that was the first time I had taken it anywhere. This thing will hold. It's meant for tent scales. I mean, they've got a big tent scale you can put on the outside, but in the inside, I was holding like probably 6 to 8 micros on the inside of here.
Dang.
It was awesome. It really was. Plus my baby capper on the outside. It was Best bag in the world. If you guys are interested, it's a carry-all RC.
Nice. They definitely
Love it.
make some good bags, and they make some awesome custom badges to put on them too. I've seen several Dino RC. I've seen and yours and I'm drawing a blank right now, but I've seen a ton of different custom badges they put on those things. They do an awesome job designing that stuff.
Yes, they do. They absolutely do. And Mike over there, he's a phenomenal human being. And head over to carryallrc.com. Support Mike if you need a bug out bag, because he has amazing product for sure.
Carry all RC, one word.
Carry all RC. That's right. Absolutely.
Yep. No underscores, nothing like that, right?
Nope. Carry all RC.
Gotcha.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay, so another question for you before we do our wrap up,
Sweet.
because we did push it from last show.
Yes.
Dude, what's your transmitter situation? Because I am not in a good spot right now.
My transmitters are so in my shop out here, I have a freezer, and before about a week ago, all my transmitters were just thrown on the top of there. And now I've put up a shelf and it holds about half of them. The rest are still on the freezer. And I point this way because it's right here. But no, there's pros and cons. A lot of people say, well, I like a transmitter, like a Dumbo RC, where I can program a bunch of models, or not even Dumbo, but like a whatever. I can program a bunch of models. My problem with that is when I go to events and I go places, I like to play past the transmitter. I always have.
Yeah.
So if you have them all programmed in one thing, that means you can't have fun as well, because now someone's using your transmitter and all your other rigs are in that transmitter.
Yep.
Without breaking out a bind plug or whatever and bringing an extra transmitter. But then you have the problem. You have a billion of these things, and I mean, but I like to give someone that experience. So I definitely only have a few rigs programmed in my Fury Tech that I use.
Yeah.
That's my transmitter situation.
So I have a big cardboard box with all of the stock transmitters thrown in there. And I still use them. So I have a label maker. That way I know what's what.
Yeah.
But
I have right there. You put them on there.
But I am trying to consolidate. So yeah, so right here, here's the transmitter for Big Pun.
Yeah.
But I am trying to consolidate. At least my idea, my thought anyway, is, and I already saw Nathan already commented that he's running this. For my custom builds, I'm going with the Radio Link.
That's a solid transmitter.
I really like it, and it feels a little cheap, like in your hand, but it does everything you want it to do.
Does it have full wheel steer?
No, doesn't do that.
Okay.
I mean, it can, but it's not like Ken's 4-wheel steer. But yes, I mean you can program it to where it can
on like a switch,
right.
All or nothing switch.
Right. So yeah, this thing is solid, and I'm running regular batteries in it right now. But you can plug 2S pack down in the bottom.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So solid transmitter. I'm really liking this thing for the custom builds, but I think I'm with you for the RTRs. I think I got to stick with what they come with.
Yeah.
But then just because I got a great deal on it, I went ahead and I also got this Dumbo RC.
Oh, that's cool. That's the one with the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So really nice. Got a nice foam wheel on it and stuff like that. So just some options. I think the Radio Link, Nathan, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it'll sync up to like 30 models. Nathan will probably know because he's been using his a lot longer, so he'll probably know. But I think it's like 30. And then the Dumbo RC, I think, will do like 10.
Yeah.
So
I get the pros and cons for both. I'm going to go back up to Mountain Olympus's comment here. Remote.
I saw it too.
Transmitter.
He has a personal vendetta against calling them transmitters.
So in the RC plane world, if you call them remotes, you are eaten alive.
Yeah.
They are transmitters. So that's where I come from, that world. So anyway, didn't mean to open up an old wound, but yes, remotes, transmitters, whatever you want to call them, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
I mean, you have to
But
have a receiver. So you don't call, his point was you don't call the car the receiver, but the receiver is in the car. So, I mean, you're still it's transmitting the
it's
signal.
still a transmitter. That's what it is. But
So
yeah,
I got to disagree with you, Mount Olympus. I get where you're coming from, but I disagree.
tomato,
Respectfully.
tomato.
Respectfully, I disagree.
Yep, 100%, 100%. Well,
So,
guys, we've been going for 1 hour and 1 minute and 50 seconds, not including the intro.
yeah, and
So
the little snafu at the beginning.
yeah, my little mistake. But we're gonna wrap this thing up. In wrapping this up, what do we want to do? What are our goals for 2025? What do we want to do for this show? We've done 3 episodes now. This is our third.
So for me, man, I think what I want to see is just getting the runtime under control.
Yes.
Making sure that we kind of stick with that 1 hour, and then once we have our groove, I want to start bringing people in.
Yes.
I want to have some
Yes.
guests.
Yes, absolutely. You guys like the guests? Leave us a comment down below. I agree 100%. We've got some really cool people I think we could get on. Some fairly big names in the RC industry, such as Adam from Cape Crawlers. I don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure we could talk him into coming on. Ken from the Shop Mini RC, I know he'll come on 100%. Van from the Micro Crawler Club, he'll come on. Mount Olympus RC will come on. We've got some pretty decent names.
Zach, are you still here? You want to come on sometime?
Money Pit, I'm sure he'll come on. Zach will come on for sure, 100%. So yeah, we've got some pretty good names, and that's one of our main goals. The next goal I have in mind for the show is, and we kind of already touched upon this, is being able to broadcast to multiple channels. We'll have to look into the other software if we can.
Sure.
But in light of that, sponsorships potentially, not because we want to take everybody's money, but we want to make sure that we can continue the show. We want to keep improving the show. And right now it's just, Chaz and me and what we can afford to do. But we want to continue to grow the show and bring more audience in and talk about more things. And so that's one thing we've talked about, and including in that is the broadcast to multiple channels, which we may have a solution already. We'll have to look into that, what you guys have suggested. So that's a good thing.
Mount Olympus is already coming up with his show format whenever we have him on as a guest.
Perfect. I love it.
He wants to do a debate format.
Transmitter or remote, receiver or car or truck. Oh my gosh. Now we're having an argument in the
remote.
comments.
Okay.
Team remote.
I
think I'll always be on the transmitter side.
I think I'm with you on that one. Yeah. So if we team up against Mount Olympus, then that means we win, okay, right?
It's a fight.
I mean,
it's like Tyson and what's his name?
No. That was a sham, is what that was.
It was a scam. All right. Well, guys, what else?
Thanks for joining us, guys. Please make sure that you subscribe to both of our channels. If you're not already, I'm pretty sure probably most of you are. But yeah, drop the comments, hit the share, help us get more people tuning in.
We've had a consistent 10 or 15-ish people. Yeah. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Very happy.
Yep. Solid turnout. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks you guys for tuning in to listen to us just shoot the breeze and talk about what we talk about. But make sure you do that quadfecta. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. That's the way you're going to help us out the most, is not only your viewership, but your ability to help us grow this community and grow this show so it can be what you guys want it to be. And we're willing to do that. with that being said, we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yep. Was it February 19th? Is that what we're looking at?
February 19th is the date we're looking at.
There we go.
If there's anything you guys want to see us do, review, anything you guys have seen in the RC community that you'd like us to cover, let us know and we'll do the research and we'll bring it back to you on the next show. We're currently working on our show notes for that show, and whatever you guys bring to the table, we would love to talk about it with you. We've enjoyed you guys' chats. It's wonderful to have people actually comment and interact with us. That's one of my favorite things about live streaming. So hit us up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Leave us a comment below. Any way you want it. We're all over the place. So any way you want, if you have some ideas, let us know. Absolutely.
Thanks for your time, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for chiming in and putting up with us.
And putting up with Chaz and me.
Oh, yeah.
It's both of us. And with that being said, let's wrap this up. You guys have a good evening, and we will see you on the trail. On the trail.
Gotcha.
Peace, guys.
See you guys.